You know, it's funny. So I do a video, what, days ago? Big Brother. Yeah, that's fun. And people mention, like, oh, well, you should watch Survivor instead. And my problem with Survivor has always been, I don't know how real any of it is. Like, I mean, it's exciting, but they've admitted that they reshoot the challenges. So when they get it from all these different angles, if you watch, you go, well, that can't be from the same challenge because the way that camera's pointed, there was a camera there because we just saw. So they rerun things. So they go, all right, guys, everybody square up. Okay, now you got to do this. Okay, and so the reality part of the reality show isn't there. And I've always heard about some things that go on behind the scenes that we don't see on TV. And of course, they sign non-disclosure agreements so that all these things that are the inner workings of the show don't become public knowledge. And there's always been talk about how the producers will have a favorite or favorites, and they try to persuade people how to vote. Now, that happens in Big Brother as well. But it's harder for Big Brother to hide things because live feeds, and that's what brings me to today's video. I haven't tried taking it off the hockey set because honestly, it's going to be kind of a little bit of a rant. Kind of, sort of. You can't have a reality show, and I use reality very loosely in terms of this is the new reality TV, right? You can't have a reality show where people have access to a live 24-hour feed and present a show on television, which is not what's happening in the house. So for people who are watching on television, Jack and this stupid Grateful Alliance are running this stupid house because everybody's too stupid to stupid stop them. Reality is, people know that alliance exists. It sounds like they're kind of scared of Jack. Jack's kind of been a bit of a tyrant. Not only that, but he's gone on racist rants against Kemi, who got voted out yesterday. And there's some uncomfortable mentions online about how both black people and the brown person are out. So next up is the Latino girl. And there's no reason to think that's not going to happen. And if you listen to Jack on the live feeds, that's exactly what they're doing. 110%. That is why this is going the way it's going. And now that they've got this, people get kicked out of the house or actually kept. Camp Comeback is being labeled on Twitter as Camp Minority. I was going through tweets last night, and I was thinking about this video. Like, okay, I want to talk about Big Brother, but something that I wanted to just have fun with during the summer and wanted to have some sort of, lighthearted videos. I can't. So, Jack Matthews, Jack's full name is Jack Matthews, has said numerous racist things, been very aggressive towards the only black woman in the Big Brother house, including saying he wants to stomp a mud hole through her chest. And he screamed and yelled at her. And they cut that out. He's still on the show, and fans actually started a petition to get him removed from the house because they were worried for Kemi's physical safety for the way that he was threatening her. Fans are angry at what the show isn't airing during live feeds. How on earth do we get so much of Mickey and Kat and not show the house meeting Jack held about Camp Comeback? How? So Camp Comeback, Jack had a house meeting and said, I don't want to see any of you people talking game with them. I don't want to hear about anybody talking game with them, or you're joining them. Nobody talks game with these guys that have been eliminated. That's a new rule. It's not a rule. It doesn't become a rule just because you make it a rule. And what's driving me nuts is that I hear, I'll hear things like this when the kids are playing upstairs. All right, new rule. And as soon as I hear new rule, my ears perk up like, what's going on up there? Yeah, no. And I go upstairs and go, yeah, that's not a rule. This is where the producers are supposed to step in. This is where the voice of God comes in, which is what I term the Big Brother voice in the house, to say, hey, cut it out. And at any point in time, they have the right to call somebody into the diary room and tell them to knock it off. Remember Jen? God, I love Jen. Jen was amazing. And this was way back when Evil Dick was running the house, and that was his nickname. And he had all these. He was a chain smoker, and Jen knew she was going to get booted out of the house, so she took all of Dick's cigarettes and she trashed them. She wrecked them. Oh, and that was when Dick was in the house and his daughter Danielle was in the house. They had a lot of fights and stuff, but of course they're father and daughter, so eventually they made up. But Jen was fantastic because she would talk about stuff on the live feed she wasn't supposed to. So she would say, yeah, I got called into the diary room and they wanted me to vote for so-and-so, and I don't think that's right. And, then they talked to me about this, and I don't think they should be talking to us about that either. And then you hear, Jen, come to the diary room. And pretty soon she was out. Because she was saying, or the feeds would go dark. So the live feed that you're paying for, they would go dark. Because the producer would be like, oh, we can't have this airing. So think about it. Somebody years back is saying, here's how the game works, America. And they go, no, cut that. Jack's going on racist rants against Kemi and throwing the N-word around, which somebody posted on Twitter yesterday as well. And he said it. It's not just thrown in there or just, oh, he didn't really, they just dubbed that in there. No, he said it. And that's okay. It's just really, really strange. And yeah, many fans weren't happy that Matthews was trying to influence the House this way. Live feed showed Matthews calling for a House meeting. There he suggested that no one still in the game talk strategy with anyone in Camp Comeback. He noted that this rule isn't required, but he's requesting it. So, kind of along the lines of it'd be a shame if something, mafia kind of thing. It's not really a rule, but yeah, it is. And the only ones that are still talking game with the guys who are out are Catherine and Cliff. And Cliff's been targeted because Cliff's not working with the Alliance. How dare he? This is so weird how this works. We have an alliance. Wait, the guys who aren't in our alliance might be working against us? Yeah. They had enough time to show Jackson, who's Mickey, breaking up with Cap, but not enough time to show Jack's reign of terror and segregation. That's what they're calling it. And these are all tweets I'm reading. Me knowing that they won't show the racist things happening in the Big Brother house, but waiting for them to do it anyway. And then nobody likes Jack. We've all seen what he's said and done. Stop portraying him as a likable hero. He's disgusting. The July 7th episode showed Matthews making a decision of who to put on a block, being the HOH, and also showed the women in the house coming together and forming an all-women alliance. Isabella then revealed to Matthews the alliance was formed. It's so stupid. I still don't understand why she did that. Like, she explained, I have two alliances, but I have to go with the alliance that's in power. Why don't you just shut up? How about that? Why is shutting up not an option? Matthews put Milagros and Facunli, I butchering that last name, on the block. Fans are angry that the show made it seem like the alliance was the reason. He targeted him instead of showing his comments about Kemi that seemed really personal. It's unknown if any of this will make it in the show in the future. It won't. Spoiler alert. But it looks like it won't for now. Fans will have to wait and see if Jessica or Kemi are able to survive at the end of the week. And, of course, Kemi got voted out yesterday. And it's an awful situation. Because, again, this was supposed to be something fun. This was supposed to be something I was covering for fun this summer. Tonight on Big Brother. Yeah. It's just great. Finger guns. Let's do that. Yeah. Jack does finger guns. No. It's not fun. And it's not fun when you know how this show works. And it is very predictable. There are certain people who go home early. And there's always an alliance. And there's always a strong person in the house that for some reason everybody follows. It's a social experiment that I don't think they've done enough to turn on its head. Why do we always follow one person? Why is there always... Why is it that when you're put into a house and there's like, okay, you've got 16 people, one of you guys can win $500,000, good luck. That you all say, well, we're going to follow that guy. Why? It used to be, oh, he's a really strong player, we better get him out of the house. That's what used to happen. And somewhere along the way, that changed. Somewhere along the way, the alphas decided, hey, we'll just work together and everybody will follow us. And everybody else went, okay. And in this case, the alpha, being Jack, he's a horrible person. So now, CBS has got this situation where they're trying to portray it, and clearly, they figure, well, this guy's really good looking, and we'll just, not that many people watch the live feed, so it'll be fine. But we're really seeing just how nasty this game is this year. It's awful. And the amount of couples that are hooking up seems to be insanely high as well. And the one thing too is the live feeds are showing us, apparently, and I'm really resisting the urge to get the live feed so I can report to you guys what I see on the live feeds, because I'm really, really curious now about just how different things really are in the house from what we're seeing on television. But apparently there are couples that have hooked up where the guys actually don't want the girl that they're sleeping with. They'd rather have somebody else. That apparently is the case with 2 different people. And yeah, they're not showing us that either. They're just showmances. Here's your showmances. They're not showing us 100% of everything. I find myself wondering how they are going to do this the rest of the season. So if Jack survives right till the final 4, how are they going to hide this? Does this go away? So now that we're down to basically a white cast left over, does that go away, or does some other, if he has this personality, some other ugliness is going to come up? This is a show that we've had instances where they've had to physically remove people from the house prior. There was the one time where the guy puts the knife up to the girl's neck. He was just kidding around, but they took him out of the house. I can't remember the name of the guy now, but he was a little bit, yeah. So, you know, it is, and here's where I'll end it. They do extensive vetting on these people. So if you're cynical, like me, you have to ask yourself, did they know? Did they know before Big Brother what his personality was? And that this would be what people were talking about? Did they count on this kind of controversy? Do they really care about the horrible things he's saying? Or do they say, hey, people are paying attention? Look at me. I'm talking about, hey, maybe I'll get CBS All Access so I can at least see what's going on. Is that what they're looking for? And do they not care how they get it? Is that the age we're living in right now? Because it's kind of put me off watching the show. I don't want to watch the show anymore. I don't care. I don't want to know what the producers are putting together. I don't want to know how they're editing things so that things look bright and sunshiny and like this alliance is all wonderful and they're all wonderful people. I'm kind of more curious about the live feeds and the actual down and dirty about what's going on in that house than I am in anything else. Because clearly what we see on TV is not accurate. It's not true. And it's frustrating to me, because again, you know, it pokes holes in that reality TV crap. And I mean, there have been a lot of reality shows where I've watched and I've seen people do things and I go, nobody would ever do that in reality. There's no way that wasn't scripted. So I've always had those moments. That's why I don't really pay much attention to a lot of the reality TV. As funny as some of the dating shows are, yeah, I know, Love Island, I know, that's so ridiculous. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So if you followed this, and I will include a link in the description below this video to this stuff that's going on and what people have been saying. How do you think the show should handle it? Just leave it alone. It's a social experiment. We'll see how it goes. Or when your audience is telling you this is wrong, you can't give this person $500,000. They're horrible people that are right now running the house, and this guy's probably going to win the $500,000, and Jack's probably going to win the $500,000. If I had to bet right now, I'd say he probably wins it. Should the viewers who are saying, okay, this has got to stop, should that be part of it? Or should the producers be allowed to continue to edit things so he looks like a hero and everybody cheers for him and all these girls go gaga over him? Is that right? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. And it may not be about Big Brother, but if it is, it's not going to be the kind of fun stuff that I wanted to talk about. Like, Who in their right mind says the name of their alliance in front of somebody else? Jack. Well, it's not part of Grateful. Yeah, neither's Sam, you moron. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.